It's Nolan. So many things that I could say inside a rap, but they would never understand me. Niggas still talking about Grammys, but that ain't feeding my family. Must be living under rocks if you don't see the vision. How was 16 creasing linen, eating Mrs. Winners? Peep the biscuit when they aiming they shots. That minor fame, fakers naming they blocks. I took a rain check, chain check, accumulate change. Everything is in abundance in my circle of range. They got me purging my pain. Used to wake up in cold sweats to making my own vest. Was damn near homeless, sleeping on my mama couch. 2 seconds away from pulling llamas out. 2019, fulfilling dreams, took the comic route. My methods of moving, I'm peddling movements. Original man was not meant to be eating from cans. All this poverty I see, but still I reach what I can. But fuck it, soon enough about to be eating in cans. Oh, that's France, getting fancy from that raisin bran up in my pantry. You sweet as candy, need my paper long as Marcus can be. I'm Marcus Garvey, you Steve Harvey. They Steve Jobs me, they still in my steves, but I breathe calmly. Imitations start to flatter when you get confidence in your system. The dollar start to follow when common sense is official. I hear the talk, niggas be saying my flow a throwback. Mitchell and Ness pitching it fresh like Sandy Koufax. Fuck around, somebody get shot. Lost lives, homies lost wives, glossed eyes crying like March of Dimes. I've been offline, building my character with my narrative. They say I changed, I just made room like it's the Sheridan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everyone is doing well out there. In this particular show, we're going to be getting into a cultural conversation, if you will. All right. Over the past couple of days, we've had a couple people that are, I guess you could say, popular, issue some statements that have offended Black people and, been facing scrutiny, right? Number one, we have Tommy Richman, who came out and denounced the hip-hop title that's been attached to his name. And it caused quite a stir. Now, when I look at Tommy Richman and I hear his music, do I think he's a rapper? No. But when it comes to hip hop, it goes deeper than rap, right? Especially when you go into marketing yourself to the hip hop crowd and being embraced by the hip hop crowd. By proxy, you end up being labeled as hip hop, which he has. But then he came out and let it be known that he does not want that title, right? We're going to get into that. And we're also going to get into this Asian streamer by the name of Ray, who came out and said that the hardest part of being a streamer is not saying the N-word and getting canceled. Like that's, apparently that's what keeps him up at night is, man, one day I may get on my stream, say nigga, and the whole entire world is going to come down crashing on me. Apparently that's a fear of his, and it's the hardest thing he says is not saying nigga and everything ending. Ain't that interesting? As an Asian young man, I believe he may be somewhere, what is he, 19, 20 years old, something like that? Oh, man, why? How is it the hardest thing? Like, building an audience wasn't hard. Maintaining relevance isn't hard. Continuing to entertain people when maybe your heart might not be in it isn't hard. Nah, the hardest thing is, Jesus, the nigga just be on the tip of my tongue. I be wanting to say it, but I know I'm gonna get canceled. I ain't gonna lie, shit. It's the hardest thing for me, but I was raised this way. I was raised in a community where we say nigga. I say nigga about 100 times per video, but I have the right to do it. So yeah, if it was me, it might be hard. But what do you mean by that? We're going to get into all of that in just a moment. We're going to start with Tommy Richman, though, before we get to Ray. Jesus. So, again, Tommy Richman puts this tweet out, says, I am not a hip-hop artist. Okay? It's a deleted tweet now, so if you go looking for it, it ain't going to come up. But he says, I ain't hip-hop. Right? To which DJ Head was one of the first vocal people to really come out and
put it on Front Street that this happened. So DJ Head says, glad I got the PSA before I did my radio mix. I now have 2 open slots. What should I play? From an artist proud to be hip hop. Now, some people out there probably don't fuck with DJ Head. Of course, he's Kendrick Lamar's DJ. He's been one of the people, I wouldn't say he's spoken for Kendrick Lamar, but when it came to people putting out false stories or putting out false claims concerning Kendrick Lamar, DJ Head was somebody who was willing to say, that's cap. That ain't true. That ain't talking to nobody. Nah. And he was also giving us a little bit of heads up on, you know, when or if or what to expect from Kendrick in the battle. Outside of that, he's been doing his thing with the bigger picture, Elliott Wilson, Jeremy Hecht. Right? So once DJ Head said this, and basically the 2 open slots that ended up being opened were from $1 Million Baby, which y'all, my insiders over here, y'all voiced to me from jump, y'all wasn't fucking with him like that. And the other song that came out right after $1 Million Baby became a hit was Devil Is a Lie. Or Devil Is a Lie. I think it's Devil Is a Lie. Or Devil Is a Liar. One of the 2. Right? So DJ Head basically said, oh, you ain't a hip-hop artist? Yoink. I'll go ahead and take your songs out, your 2 hits out of my playlist. And I got... So I'm going to keep playing niggas that's proud to be hip-hop, right? To which Tommy Richman comes back and says, I'll say it again. I'm thankful for everything. I'm saying I don't want to be boxed in. I grew up on hip hop, but I'm a singer. Honestly, this statement here, I don't really care for. I think I like this statement less than the original, if I'm gonna be honest. Because again, to say you're not a hip hop artist, again, I don't hear hip hop when I play his music. But then to say you don't want to be boxed in, I grew up on hip hop, but I'm a singer. I don't know if anybody told you, brother. You can't sing. Like, I ain't even gonna hold no punches. I ain't gonna be goddamn skirting around the subject. You cannot sing, brother. You put about 8 stacks on your vocals to even sound tolerable. And I understand it, because as a nigga that can't really sing in hip hop, that makes hip hop music and wants to sing my own hook sometimes, I stack my shit 4 or 5 times to make my shit sound tolerable too. So I know the technique. Right? You doing harmonies without the Bone Thugs. But where did that come from? Hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you go listen to his album Coyote, right? It's not a lot of hip hop vibes on there. There's a couple rappers featured on a couple records. I guess they from his crew or his friends or whatever. But for the most part, it sounds like it's kind of pop, funk. Not really funk, but it has elements of it. It's like pop, funk, fusion with like hard 808s. You know what I mean? Like those 80s synth 808 type shit. You know what I mean? So no, I don't get no bars from him. But again, he's been heavily embraced by hip hop, and this is why it's more of a cultural conversation than actual genre specific. To which he comes back and says, I meant to say I'm not solely a hip hop artist. Now that got way less coverage when he said that after the fact. But you played your hand a little too soon. See, this is the thing that ends up happening. And this is not just because he's a white man in a, you know, predominantly black field. But this has happened to other artists, right? We've seen SZA not want to be identified as an R&B artist. We've seen what was the other lady? Her name is missing me. Mariah the Scientist also come out saying she don't want to be identified as an R&B artist, even though you listen to her music, you hear R&B. SZA is a stronger case. You could say she's a pop artist, and she has the credentials to back up pop. And we're going to come back to that in a minute. But, mister, do you remember how everybody discovered you? You literally blew up because whoever was on your team, whoever decided to do the internet marketing on your team, y'all attached $1 Million Baby some kind of way algorithmically, whether it was through paid advertisement or whatever relationships y'all had with like Spotify and the different DSPs. Every time Not Like Us played, and I know this from experience, every time I played Not Like Us on a streaming platform, $1 Million Baby algorithmically played right after it. I went and played Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar. $1 Million Baby came on right after. I'm like, what the fuck is this song that keeps playing? What the fuck is the Tommy Richman? What the hell? So algorithmically, they associated you with the biggest current hip hop artist in the game. Or the most championed, I'll say, because numbers wise, I don't think he has superseded Drake, but culturally and vocally and all of those different things, like the current champ is Kendrick Lamar. Hip hop to the core, as a matter of fact. That was the whole thing between him and Drake, right? Who is upholding the culture? Who is, you know what I mean? So you attached your music to an audience of people that embraced you within the hip hop crowd. I would assume your first run of shows were probably catering to the hip hop crowd. Now, are you still performing to those same people? I don't know. A lot changes in 6 months, a lot changes. You know what I'm saying? You could be going off and doing a whole different set of audiences at this point. I don't know what he's got going on. But what the statement you made tells me is that you want to be identified as a pop artist. And this is why I said we're going to come back to that. Is you can make pop music and not be embraced by the pop crowd. Anybody can make pop music. What's that girl? Baby Storm claims that she's a pop artist. You're not pop until you're popular. And even when you're popular enough to be known, you got to be popular over a sustained period of time. Like pop. You ain't just pop because you popped off once. And I'm getting tired of saying that word. So, but I think that's what he wants ultimately. He wants to be a pop artist and then, you know, years down the line, tap back into hip hop, maybe do some features with rap artists to give them a crumb or you know what I mean? And then it kind of makes it like, hey, I'm still connected, guys. You were introduced to us, or to some, I should say, because you're assigned to Brent Faiyaz, who is another non-singing singer that came in on R&B hip hop texture, right? But he at least ain't coming out here saying, I ain't no R&B hip hop artist, because he knows that he benefits from that. He's not a good singer, so he's not traditional R&B. He's not necessarily a rapper, but his vocal tones, his range ain't strong enough to not be called a rapper. You know what I'm saying? It's like the format of the music has changed to where genres are being put into a melting pot now. But he's not coming out denouncing none of it, right? If he gets labeled a rapper, he gets labeled a singer, he gets labeled whatever the fuck. He like, shit, label me independent more than anything else. Label me rich. You can say whatever, you know what I mean? And I personally believe that's the best way to carry it. Because when you start denouncing something that you actually benefit from, because when you start saying I'm not this, that whole crowd is going to say, all right, nigga, fuck you. And it's just like it's a crusade that's not even worth it, but it ends up making you look weird because we've seen so many other people from your culture, right? We've seen Vanilla Ice come into hip hop and completely denounce it, become a spike-headed fucking rock artist, not getting no love in rock. Now to this day, we still don't know him for shit else but Ice Ice Baby and whatever else he had as a hip hop artist, being the White Hammer. Fuck out of here, right? We've seen who else came in here and did that shit. Kid Rock. Kid Rock came in here doing rap rock, right? But then it comes to be revealed he's a fucking conservative redneck. He don't even, you know what I'm saying? He don't even partake with the hip hop crowd no more. It's just rock. But back in the 90s, early 2000s, niggas could have swore Kid Rock was down with us. Fuck him. Right? So there's enough people that have come in here, played defense. Post Malone is the poster child of what it looks like to come in singing. I'm a singer. But you down with the rappers. You down with hip hop. You're embraced by hip hop. Everybody that initially even allowed you to have a life came from hip hop, co-signing and saying, oh, look at White Iverson. Look at this white boy with this voice. With these baggy ass jabots, big ass white tee and do-rag on. Oh my God, look at that. You put a picture up from him then, you put a picture up from him now, you can't even tell it's the same motherfucker other than the tattoos. Right? Justin Timberlake. Not as strong as an offender, but his connection to hip hop, R&B, and black culture is so strong that when he went out and did that fucking mud slinging, digging in the dirt again ass album, nigga said, man, don't ever come back. You came in here, got there doing your best Michael Jackson impression and shit, boy. You thought it was all good. Your time has expired. Don't even come back. You can suit and tie your ass on. Do not come back. Stay in the dirt. And I just feel like as a student of the game, you probably should have been taking notes, right? Or not, because now people are going to be looking at you with a watchful eye to say, hey, I don't know about him. When all you could have done was just kept running with whatever they was calling you and it being grinding your gears. You could have never came out and said it, and the niggas would have embraced you to Timbuktu. So maybe it's best that you said something. Not to say that you're racist, not to say that you're any of those things, right? But just the fact that the hip hop title was itching your ass so bad, you had to come out and say it, and now you've denounced a whole group of people that were responsible for you even having a name that we know. It's funny how you could trick yourself out your own position in this game. You know? And again, the whole thing is you don't have to rap to be embraced by the hip hop crowd or to be seen as hip hop. Hip hop also permeates in the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you talk. If you look at my thumbnail, this backwards cap shit that you got going on with this grimace on your face, you look like you would be rapping. Hold on, in case y'all don't recognize the thumbnail because it's not in the video. To the right, he look like he finished bust a 16. He looked like he's doing his best Eminem in 2001 impression. Like he finna get up here and sing about the real Slim Shady. Come on, dog. Where my outline disappeared? Canva been fucking up. Hold on. But yeah, my shit was fucked up. Yeah, man. Everybody want to be nigga adjacent. But y'all don't be really wanting to be down when it comes to the money and how much you stand to make off that title. Because you being labeled a hip-hop artist versus being labeled a pop artist gonna definitely change that rate at them shows, ain't it? I bet. We gonna get up off you though, because you ain't did enough to really be canceled. But you definitely up under surveillance henceforth, all right? Now, next up, we've got this Asian streamer by the name of Ray. And I don't want anyone to feel any type of way that I keep identifying him as an Asian streamer. That's what he is. And the reason why I'm pinpointing that out is because of his urge, his inward urge, inward, to say the N-word. And apparently it's a fear that's been fucking up his life to say, man, the hardest thing to not do when I'm on stream is say the N-word and my whole entire world come crashing down. We actually have footage of him stating this exact sentiment. This ain't no goddamn hearsay. He said it live on his own stream.
Bro, on God, bro. Being streamer, being an Asian, being like right beside black streamer, bro, it's so hard to not to say the N-word, bro. Like, bro, imagine saying the N-word and your whole career is gone, bro. Like, it's how hard, you know how hard is that, bro? Being a streamer, this is the hard part, bro. If you're not black, bro, this is the hardest part of all time, bro. Like, bro, imagine you say the word, your whole career is gone, bro. Like, you gone, bro. You feel me? Like, how the fuck? Like, and it's a live stream. You cannot delete. You cannot edit. You feel me? It's so hard to do that, bro. So you can say off stream? Nah. I mean, shit. But I know a lot of people been saying that word.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something, man. It seemed to me the hardest word not to say on your motherfucking stream is bro, not nigga. Let's issue that a challenge. Let's see if you could go 3 hours on your stream and not say bro 100 times in 20 seconds. What the fuck? That's one thing I can't stand about you young folk, man. Now I'm on my goddamn, on my Uncle Nolan high horse. You motherfuckers can't seem to hold an intelligible conversation without calling somebody bro or gang 100,000 times. Y'all need to get that shit together, man. Y'all go through school and learn. Do y'all not go to motherfucking literature classes? Can y'all not hold an intelligent conversation for no amount of time? What is your vocabulary? Bro. Shut the fuck up, boy. That's the real problem. Cause till you say it, that must be your replacement. When you really want to say nigga, you say bro. Nah, let me be real about this shit though. Why is it so hard? Why do people from other cultures want to say this word so bad? Why is it like the hardest thing to do is not say it? It sounds to me like you use it in your personal life. It sounds like perhaps you probably got some coon ass niggas in your life that allow you to call them that shit openly. I've met one of you at one of them cons, at one of them fucking anime conventions out here in Atlanta. Nigga almost got his ass whooped by a whole group of niggas playing that shit. Like, I don't know who told you motherfuckers, man. Like, you're not even a POC to be trying to say the shit. Like, it's somewhat passable. Not fully, but it depends on the person in question and their connection and stuff like that. But I've witnessed it. But you're not even that. And I don't give a fuck who mad at that one. That kid there? Nah. Like, if you feel that strongly about saying nigga, because you feel like you're going to slip up, you fear that you're going to slip up. Why? Don't you be on, what do you be doing? Ain't you online like playing games and shit? And fucking having streamathons with Kai Cenat and all these niggas? Like, it's not like you over here listening to the hottest new Future album and some shit. Like, yeah. Even with that, if the music make you uncomfortable because you can't say the word, stop listening to the music. That's what I say. Because ain't no way, just because I start collaborating with Mexican artists, I'm not finna start calling them whatever the fuck slurs they might be able to call themselves. I'm not gonna start calling them niggas essay either. And that's even on a small level. Just, I grew up with Mexicans. They used to call themselves that shit all the time. That was their lingo. I never said that shit. It's nothing even to the extent of nigga, but that's they shit. Why I gotta be like them? Y'all niggas got whole ass rappers that recently went viral, and I'm talking about Asian. He was Asian rapper, recently went super viral, because in his song, he was basically just like using every Asian slur he could and saying some gay shit. Went super viral. I would never do a song with him and think I could do the same shit that he was doing just because we're connected and there's an intersection of culture. Like, nah, dog. Gotta have some respect. You gotta have some couth. Like, doesn't make no sense. And I would never get on stream or in my content and say, bro, it's the hardest thing not to use slurs against people of other cultures. Even if they say it amongst themselves, it's the hardest thing for me to not start adapting to it. Nah, nigga. I grew up with my own shit. I speak how I speak. I could go to any motherfucking group of people and know how to speak and know how to conduct myself in a respectful manner that's not going to offend people. Thought that was the whole point of us growing up in mixed communities and stuff. Thought that was the whole point of, down the line, once segregation was no longer a thing, integrating was to have cross-cultural connection and love and respect amongst each other to where we would be able to, grow up together, do business together, befriend each other. We don't have to be exactly like each other in order to do those things amongst each other. Why would you want to say nigga? I don't give a fuck how many songs you heard. I don't give a fuck how many times Kai Cenat say it. I don't give a fuck how many times Agent say it. No, nigga. I don't give a fuck how many times I say it in this video. You can never have that right, homie. And the least of your worries should be you saying it on your stream and everything coming down. Because the real issue is if you say it around the wrong person in real life, you could lose it. And I'm not saying that it's worth it. I'm not saying that person would be in the right to do that to you. But that's just the reality of the situation. And I think you guys, you young folks that just want to be la la la, la 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 la, gallivanting around thinking everything is sweet. Y'all niggas need to take some more inventory on how serious shit really is. Right? Kai Cenat called him up and said, hey man, cut that shit. Don't fuck that, nigga. No, don't say that shit and don't get on your stream saying that shit neither like somebody's going to empathize with you. I respect that. Kai Cenat has his own issues. He's not perfect. He's annoying as fuck to me. But I respect him calling him up, letting him know, be blessed out here, bro. Take your blessings in stride. You're in a position where you get to get on stream, play games, have fun on fucking stream, talk shit all day, and get paid to have fun. The least of your worries should be trying to say nigga. Don't you call yourself Asian Ray or something like that? You know you Asian. You wake up and see it every day. You know what your family is, nigga. You know your bloodline. Be that. It's okay. No matter how many hoodies you throw on and try to, you know what I'm saying? You're Asian and embrace that. Be that gracefully. You ain't got to step into this. Because when you step into this, it come with some whole other shit that come with it. I don't think y'all motherfuckers be really wanting to know what that is. All right? But now, Agent, who's another streamer, almost insufferable at this point. I used to watch his 2K content, but ever since he's moved on from 2K, he has become, wow, an annoying ass nigga. But he comes out and he's defending, I guess you could say, his friend. And he went in a complete other direction in defense of this guy. Let's hear what Agent had to say. And if y'all don't know who none of these people are, I get it. Just know that these are popular folks among younger kids. So if you have children, you know what I'm saying? I don't know everybody's age in this community. But if you're in your mid to late 30s, 40s, and you got kids that watch streamers and be on Twitch and these different platforms, chances are your kids are either watching them or people that are associated with them, right? So I know sometimes I talk about things and y'all be like, man, I never heard of these people. Well, there's a whole nother generation of popular people, public figures, incoming celebrities that you may not know about, but that doesn't mean that they're not, valid or not worth speaking about just because you don't know who they are, right? So just putting it out there for anybody who doesn't know.
I saw a lot of people get mad at Ray for saying that. I didn't take it as Ray saying he wants to say nigga. I took it as Ray saying nigga is one of those words that's immediately cancelable if you're not black. You feel me? But we're not even consistent with how we enforce it. You feel me? Sometimes people let like Mexicans say the word or Puerto Rican say the word. It's okay or not okay depending on the split. Sometimes someone's half black, but they present as white, but they get questioned for saying the word, while the same other person who's half black but black doesn't get questioned for saying the word. Like, it is a weird word. The way we use it and don't allow people to use it is weird, and it's honestly pretty hard to enforce. And as more people are engaging in interracial relations, there's going to be more people in the middle that have to justify their usage or lack thereof of the word. There's black people that get called all kind of names if they say the word nigga funny. Like, the way he says it is so weird. So it's like, it's such a unique word in the English language. That's why I feel like it does get as much attention as it does. But that being said, I never got the impression for Ray that he's just trying to run around saying the N-word. But I do know that if you say bigger and it sounds like nit, you're cooked. If you're not black, you're cooked. So there's some words I know that people that aren't black just avoid using that's not nigga because it might sound like nigga. What y'all need to do is hold y'all friends accountable when they say it. I don't mean beat their ass. I just mean like, hey, nigga, don't say that. You can't say that. Just at least, like, you feel me? A lot of people don't do that. Y'all just be letting anybody say it, and then, you feel me? You get on the internet and pretend like you give a fuck about enforcing who can and can't say it.
Calling cap on you, agent, immediately. All right? Now, there are people out there that allow folks to get away with it. That's absolutely true. But to say, y'all need to hold your friends accountable. Hold your friend accountable for coming out and announcing on a live stream that that's his biggest fear is goddamn, man, if I say nigga one good time, my life is going to end. Everybody's going to cancel me. Y'all should be having a counseling moment to say, man, why is that even a concern of yours? If it's not in your vocabulary, why would you be concerned? Simple as that. Kai Cenat knew that. Why don't you? You want to talk about a half black nigga that look white or look lighter saying nigga. I've never seen that happen. I think the problem that ends up happening is we get these people that culturally are not black, but then they start tailoring their appearance to look black to where then when they say nigga, it's confusing. It's like, is that motherfucker light skinned? Is that motherfucker mixed? Like, or is you completely some other shit? Like, how, you know what I mean? And people end up kind of thriving off of that middle ground confusion of like, is that motherfucker even black? You look like it. And then you find out there is not a single ounce of black blood in that person's body, and they just been tanning and wearing our hairstyles and, you know, putting on our costume, their costume, because we just present ourselves. But to them, it's a costume. So then there's a lot of that going on to where it's kind of hard to police it. I think there's more of that than anything. And I think there's, again, younger folks that don't take things as seriously. So among friends, it's like, shit, I don't care if you say it, bro. I don't mind. It doesn't offend me. where y'all, as the youth, are not being educated properly about race relations, right? They're trying to take that shit out of school, critical race theory and all that stuff about slavery and all of those things. They're trying to remove that content from the schools, from the education system. So y'all are growing up in a more liberal, or what they want to say is liberal. I don't think it's liberal, right? But that's the word they use for it. Oh, we're being more liberal. We don't want to poison their minds with hatred of old times. We'd rather act like it never happened. No. That's not how that works, right? But when you do that, you remove that that shield that we have to know, okay, this was used in a hurtful context, right? Even if I hear everybody outside using it, I now know exactly where it came from rather than listening to a rap song and thinking that people just say it, right? This came from a hurtful context, and these enslaved, abused, battered, oppressed people took what was hurtful and turned it into something, as what some would say is a term of endearment. But that doesn't mean everybody can just jump on the wagon and use it. It's just not the way it is. And you can say it's unfair. You can say we shouldn't say it at all. That's fine. But at the end of the day, some people can use it. Some people can't. It's just the way it is. Just like when we start talking about Zionists and we start talking about these other folks, you know what I'm saying, that I really don't feel like getting into right now, but you start down talking Jews, or you start using slurs against them, or you start, comparing American slavery versus their own oppression, niggas is gonna say, hey, cancel him. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair, but that's the way it is in this world. We've seen people get professionally demolished when they start questioning those things over there. Well, you come over here and you play with us, motherfuckers need to be demolished the same way. Right? It just is what it is. Just like Karens could show up to a scene and start trying to enforce their will on people that are minding their motherfucking business and think that they could just call the police because a motherfucker ain't bending to their will. And we don't know why, but it seems to work a lot of times. We can't change that shit. Well, come around here, we gonna have to be some Karens within our own culture. We too embracing. You know what I'm saying? It's like part of our charm as black people. Like, we don't be tripping off a lot of shit. You come around here, long as you don't fuck with nobody, you don't bother nobody in our at the proverbial cookout, niggas will fix you a plate. That's part of our, you know what I'm saying? That's part of our nature. We fucking care. We love for the most part. But maybe, unfortunately, as a people, we should put this up a little bit. What you doing over here? What you need? What you looking for? You good? You straight? What you into? What you got going on? You trying to come over here? You trying to come in my house? Who you know? How long you been playing with my son? Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to find out a little bit more information. We got to do a little bit more fucking intel on folks before we start embracing motherfuckers. We just be like, hey, shit, welcome. Nah, fam. We've seen what that get us. We come up short every time. And then the wrong motherfuckers from our culture end up being the so-called voices of reason within the culture. And then they feel like they could just come out and speak on behalf of everybody. And we be like, nah, nigga, that ain't us. They not like us. They not like us. You not like us neither. You're not the spokesman. Right? And I'm not one of these Tariq Nasheed, Umar type niggas. I'm just being real. I'm just being honest. And I think them niggas need to be removed from their platforms too, to be all the way real. right? But that's my assessment of the situation. Homeboy, you need to get your shit together. I'm hoping any black friends you have in your life are definitely giving you the talk that you need. I hope you go and do the self-work within your own self in your private time to understand why you would even come out your face and say some shit like that to begin with. Hopefully you never do again. Right? And I think you should be a better steward of your platform because it can be removed from you and you can easily go from being a successful streamer with a big audience to a Walmart clerk. It happens. A lot of motherfuckers think it can't. It can. So be a good steward with your platform. Understand what it is that you're saying. Be cognizant of the words you're using and what you're spewing out, even as a youth. And we'll see where you end up moving forward. All right. Once again, much love and respect. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit on my almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. First I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.